Hi there! Today I want to talk to you about my joiner and how I plan to make it mobile. I bought this joiner about a year ago on Kijiji, which is kind of like a Craigslist here in Montreal. I paid $200 for it. It had a lot of rust on the bed that I had to take off, and it was missing a joiner guard, so I made a replacement, and there's a video on my channel if you're interested in seeing that. I also had to get the fence back into alignment, things like that, but otherwise it was a pretty good investment. It's been working out really well so far. The only thing is that when I got it, I didn't have enough room in my garage, and it's really heavy, so it landed in an awkward spot. You can see I have some gardening stuff behind it, but mostly it's right in front of my garage door. So in the summer I can open up the door and I can joint long boards, but in the winter, not so much. So my plan is to make this tool mobile so I can move it around in my shop and kind of turn it around if I need to use it and put it back somewhere else when I'm not using it. So that's the plan for today, and hopefully what I show you today will not only apply to making a joiner mobile, but any large heavy tool that you want to be able to wheel around in your shop. So let's get started. So this was the original design I came up with. It was super simple, just a basic frame made out of 2x6s and half lap joints. I put some caster wheels underneath it, sit your joiner on top, and maybe bolt it down. However, I realized that this design would add 6 inches to the height of my joiner, and I really wanted to avoid that. So I came up with another simple design. Because every joiner is different, you'll likely need to come up with a custom solution for yours, but I wanted to point out a couple key considerations that went into this build. I cut down some leftover 2x10s I had into 2x5s to make a simple base that would fit inside my joiner rather than underneath it per se. I used Gorilla Glue in combination with decking screws to make sure this would be solid as a rock. The most important consideration, in my opinion, are the caster wheels. Now, they can be expensive, but you don't want to cheap out here. My joiner weighs a lot. I have no idea how much, but it's old school, so it must weigh 200 to 300 pounds. You'll want to get 3-inch heavy-duty caster wheels with decent locking mechanisms. I recommend buying the best quality you can afford. You don't want to risk your joiner moving on you while in operation. Don't forget to buy screws while you're at it. I decided to use these heavy-duty hex screws, but you could use regular number 12 or number 10 screws. Just remember, if you're using regular screws, you'll need to add a washer, otherwise the heads will slip right through the holes in the casters. Alright, so it worked out pretty good. A couple of pointers though that you should keep in mind if you want to do this at home too. First off, again, like I said, you want to make sure that nothing is going to get in the way of your feet here or your body, so I made sure to keep the stand within the actual same width as the machine was to begin with. Number 2, you want to make sure your wheels are as much out on the corners as possible to keep that stability. But most importantly, you have to keep in mind the girth, I guess you call it, of your caster wheels. When they turn around, how much room do they need? Mine needed a full 6 inches, and that's why I built my base out a little bit from the joiner, to make sure that when I turn the machine, these wheels have room to swivel, and I can go 360 and that won't be a problem. Now the tool is pretty stable on the base, but just to be safe, I want to tie it down to the wooden base using this metal strapping. Hey, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear how you guys are making your tools mobile in the comments below. Thanks for watching, see you next time.